What's going on, airplane collectors? Welcome back to another video. It's your host Ray. Today's video is one I've anticipated for 9 months, almost 10 months by this point. Today's video is a model review of the Aviation 400 United Airlines Boeing 777-300 extra range in 1:400 scale. This model was announced in July of 2021, and it didn't start arriving to retailers and collectors until early 2022, and I just got mine today, so yeah, I'm very happy to have this model. And yeah, this review will consist of a short discussion of the box and then a discussion of the model's features. And at the end of the video, I'll tell you guys what I think of the model and whether or not I recommend it to other collectors. So let's get this video started. So let's talk about the box really quick. The box is decently sized. It's 19.5 centimeters long, 19.5 centimeters tall, and about 5 centimeters wide. So it's decently sized. I'll show you guys around the box. So here's the front of the box. Here's the bottom. Right side. Top. Left side. And here's the back. Interestingly enough, back here you really don't see much. Normally you'd expect to see another CGI of the aircraft like other companies do. And also something else I'd like to point out with the box. The registration, November 2551, I don't even know what the U is for in radio code. This registration here is actually incorrect. It does not match the model. This registration actually belongs to a propeller aircraft, ironically, and this is a giant 777. So if you're touchy about the box art, just please know that this is going to be an issue. However, on the model, the registration does match a United Airlines 777, so you have nothing to worry about. Interestingly enough, this model features a display stand. It's a cheap plastic display stand. It's nothing extraordinary, but it's a nice touch. This display stand comes partially disassembled in a small bag on the cradle from where the model rests, and it's okay. Not gonna lie, I don't like the quality too much, but I can't complain either because most models don't even include a stand. Just the overall assembly of this, as you can kind of see with the scratches, it's very hard to fit onto the stand, to fit together correctly. And I actually had to sand down the rod here that goes into the model because it wouldn't fit on the model initially. So the stand isn't the best, but it's a nice touch. And here's the model itself. Let's get into some specs. So the model is 18.3 centimeters long. The wingspan is 16.1 centimeters. And the model is about 4.8 centimeters tall from the ground to the tip of the tail. So it's a pretty large model for 1:400 scale. And it's accurate, so that's pretty nice. I'll give you guys a quick 360 of the model, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this, and apologies if my fingers get in the way. Starting up at the front of the aircraft, here you can see the nose and most of the frontal features of the aircraft, and this, unfortunately, we have to start with the complaints. Right up here in the nose, you can kind of see that the nose shape is a little bit funky. As it was described by another collector, it looks as though the nose was given a nice little punch. So here's what the actual 777 nose should look like versus the nose on the model. So the nose shape on the model isn't exactly the best. It's hard to notice that there's issues with it if you're not like very picky about that like me, but there is definitely an issue with this, and this is an ongoing trend with this model. I have seen issues with the nose shape, so do what you wish with that information. Moving down the aircraft, though, you can see a ton of printed detail. Overall, very good, very highly detailed. No complaints from that perspective. Here you can see what look like stains, but those are also printed details. It's just incredible. It's very good. Back here, you can actually see the correct registration with N2251U. That matches a United Airlines 777. Here's the vertical stabilizer. The vertical stabilizer looks great. The color fade from the light blue to the almost black here looks awesome, unlike what my camera's showing. My camera doesn't pick up the colors very well, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. Here's the right side of the aircraft. I'll just show you guys this really quick. Let's talk about the wings. The wings on this aircraft look fantastic. There's a little bit of printed detail on this, on the wings. Not as much as I expected, but then again, don't take that with a, well, yeah, no, that's not really a complaint. The molded detail is on the wing, but it's kind of hard to see. As you can see kind of right now, it doesn't appear as though there's like grooves or flaps or anything, but if you reflect it in the light good enough, you can kind of see the grooves to the flaps and the air brakes. So yeah, they're a little bit shallow, but they're not there, so I won't complain about that too much. Wingtips look okay. The rake tips look really nice. Here's the underside of the wing. Not as detailed, but there's really not that much to show down here either. Let's move to the rear section of the aircraft. The horizontal stabilizers look fantastic. No complaints on those. The APU looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the fact that they put a little bit of black paint in the APU exhaust hole and this silver metallic paint here. Really good quality so far. Now for one of the strong points on this model, the engines. The engines on this model are, I can't find words to describe how good they are. Here you can see there's a ton of detail on the engines. Another one of my complaints is this little paint issue here. It's a little bit of untouched paint or scratched paint. It's supposed to be this gray color here, but you can see it's kind of silver metallic. Not sure what happened there, but it's hard to notice. Now, something that really gets me is the fan blades. Check this out. They even have the spinner spirals, and they spin smoothly too, which beats some of the 1 to 200 models I have. This is really good. And there's even more detail on the bottom of the engine. The exhaust nozzles look good too. Let's discuss antennas and external parts of this model. This model, and as well as a lot of Aviation 400s models, they have to be the most realistic in terms of external features. You can see the 3D light here, which is not seen on any other model companies on 1 to 400 scale models. Wi-Fi dome looks good. Antennas are fabulous. They're not tilted. They're pretty sharp, and I'd imagine they're fragile, so be careful. And even up here with this little dome structure, there's a little lump. So it just goes to show how accurate this model is. Here's the bottom of the aircraft, by the way. Not as much detail down here, but it's just enough. I won't complain. Here's one of the 3D lights too. And there's only one antenna you really have to worry about. Oh, and this antenna, oh my god, it even has stripes on it. There's even the stripes on that antenna. Let's talk about the landing gear. Here is the nose gear. The nose gear looks really good. It's painted in an interesting metallic gray color. It resembles Phoenix models, which it's cool. The nose wheel rolls very nicely detailed overall. And the main landing gear, these are just fabulous. Very nicely done. They pivot very nice. I think they pivot a little bit high, but I won't complain. They pivot smoothly. All the wheels roll very smoothly as well. Very good quality on the main landing gear as well. Here's a better angle of them for those of you who'd like to see the main gear a bit better. Alright, so here's the front of the aircraft. Here you can evaluate the wing flex and the engine clearance. Everything down here looks good. The cockpit window printing alignment also looks good. And that concludes the review. Now time for my personal opinion and my recommendation. As you guys probably heard, I really love the features on this model. I usually try to make my reviews as unbiased as possible with as little extra commentary as possible, but I just couldn't hold myself back. I'd call this a perfect model if it weren't for the nose. That's probably the Achilles heel of this model. Aside from that, everything else is pretty much flawless. And of course, I would highly recommend this model to any other collector who is wishing for a United Airlines 777. This is definitely better than anything else the competition has to offer currently as of the production of this video. So if you can get your hands on one of these, by all means, go for it. Colors are nice, it's heavy, and the quality control on these models is absolutely amazing. Well, that concludes the review. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more airplane content. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to drop those down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah, stay tuned for more airplane and siren content, and I'll see you guys later.